Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're digging into a really big announcement from Docker that's looking to shake up how we think about container security. We're moving way beyond just having a secure foundation. We're talking about hardening your entire container. So let's break down what that actually means and why it is such a big deal.
So let's start with the one question that should be on every single developer's mind. You've done the right thing, you've picked a secure base image to build from, so you're all good, right? Well, today we're going to explore why that's really just the first step in the journey to a genuinely secure application.
All right, to understand where we're going, we first got to look at the foundation. And for years, that foundation has been Docker Hardened Images, or DHI. You know them, these are the secure, minimal, ready-for-production images built on trusted stuff like Alpine and Debian. They're designed to give you a really safe place to start.
And the adoption has been, well, it's been massive. The DHI catalog has ballooned to over 2,000 hardened container images. It's pretty clear that teams want security, yeah? But they also want the freedom to use the environments they already know, the ones they already trust. This has been the bedrock of container security for a while now.
But here's the million-dollar question. What happens the moment you need to customize that clean, pristine base image? The second you run a package manager, apt-get install or apk add to install a new tool or a library, you're potentially introducing a weak link. And that right there, that's the customization security gap.
And this slide just illustrates the problem perfectly. You start with a base image that has a verifiable secure history, a totally clean chain of provenance. But when you reach out and you pull in an external package from some upstream repo, snap. That chain is broken. You've just introduced a new element with a totally unknown history, and that can undo all the great security work of the base image.
And this is the exact problem that Docker is now tackling head-on. They're extending their whole security philosophy beyond just the base image and driving it way deeper into the stack, hardening every single piece you add on top.
So here's the answer. Docker Hardened System Packages. You can think of it like your trusted package manager, but with a major security upgrade. It's a whole catalog of packages that are built, signed, and maintained by Docker itself, making sure that the security guarantees of your base image actually carry through to everything you install.
Now the details on this slide, this is where it gets really interesting. These are not just scanned packages. Nope. They are built directly from source by Docker. They're cryptographically signed to prove they haven't been messed with. They're verified through a SLSA Level 3 build pipeline, which, by the way, is a very high bar for supply chain security. And you get multi-distro support, so you don't even have to change your workflow.
And the scale here is it's incredible. We're talking about an initial catalog of over 8,000 hardened Alpine packages that are available right now. Their goal is to hit nearly 10,000 soon, with Debian support coming right behind it. This is a huge effort to secure the tools you're already using every single day. So let's talk about how this actually helps your team build a stronger security posture. Because this isn't just a new feature, It's a fundamental shift in how we can manage vulnerabilities and maintain trust across the entire application stack.
This comparison just gets right to the heart of the matter. The old way of fixing a bug was a total pain, right? You had to find every single image that used the bad package, rebuild it, redeploy it. It was slow, manual, and super easy to miss one. Now the fix happens at the source. A single patch gets published to the catalog, and every container that rebuilds just gets the fix automatically. It's faster and it scales like a dream.
And that speed is a serious commitment. Docker is pushing for a timeline of 1 day or less for fixing critical CVEs. For any organization, that kind of rapid response is an absolute game changer. It dramatically shrinks your window of exposure and minimizes the risk of a really costly breach. All right, so let's quickly recap the key wins here. Number 1, you get a complete, unbroken security chain for your entire container. Done. Number 2, that awesome near-zero CVE promise you get with a DHI base image, well, now it extends to the packages you add on top. And number 3, you get all this security without having to give up the Alpine or Debian ecosystems you're already comfortable with.
So how does this actually work for different kinds of teams? Well, Docker's goal is to make this security really accessible. So they structured their offerings to fit pretty much everyone, from individual open source devs all the way up to huge enterprises with super strict compliance needs.
This table lays it out pretty clearly. DHI Community is your free starting point, perfect for open source projects. Then you have DHI Select, which adds that all-important SLA for professional teams. And finally, DHI Enterprise, Well, that's the whole shebang. It unlocks the full power of that Hardened System Packages repository we've been talking about.
So when you put all of this together, what you're really seeing is a major step toward a new industry standard. This is all about making comprehensive security the default, not an afterthought. It's about securing not just the beginning of your build, but the entire software supply chain.
Ultimately, it all comes down to this quote right here, which I think just perfectly captures the whole mission. By hardening the entire stack, from the OS all the way to the system packages, the goal is to create an environment where building securely is actually the easiest path forward. And this shift leaves us with one critical question. Could this be the model that finally secures the software supply chain from end to end? Thanks for tuning in.